Welcome back to CryptosRUs. I am George. We're all George. So, I'm streaming, not at my usual time, but that's okay because Bitcoin holders, let's talk about Bitcoin, what to expect today. We're starting out the day with a little weakness, just a little bit, but we have many altcoins, many crypto that are still doing quite well, although they're seeing a little weakness, but that means we are being gifted with buying opportunities. And there are a few, but there is one in particular that may mimic XRP and its explosive gains. So let's talk about it. Let's talk about everything that's going on today. Let's do it. Welcome, guys. Like I said, I'm streaming a little bit early because I gotta go take a trip. But yeah, we're starting out the day. It's only a little bit earlier. We're starting out the day with a little weakness. But you know what? When we have any dip, what have I been saying? When we have dips, we got to see them as gifts because really, honestly, we're not going to get much of these. Whenever we get dips, they're gifts, okay? Pre-Christmas gifts. So that's what we're given today, okay? Bitcoin is at starting out the day, at least in the U.S. Those of you guys outside the U.S., of course, you're in the middle of the day or afternoon or at night. We're starting out in the U.S. around 94,000. And many of the crypto that pumped yesterday quite hard is retracing a little bit, which is good because you don't want to keep buying at the top, right? You don't want to keep buying when something's already pumped like 50% or 30%. You actually want to have them retrace a little bit, and that's good. That's good. Like, for example, HBAR that went up 55 or 60% yesterday. It retraced a little bit, which is good. And I warned you guys last night that at some point, these are going to retrace. So for those of you guys that are playing with like 10, 20, 50, 100x leverage, I told you guys to be careful, set your stop losses, do small leverage. You know what? It's going to retrace. But you know what? When it retraces, that's good because then you can set your longs again. So today looks like it's a really good day to redo it, like right now. But anyways, before I get to that, let's talk about what's going on with Bitcoin and what is this other crypto that is mimicking XRP. And there's several of them. And I kind of hinted at this last night, so we could talk about it some more today. But the U.S. market looks like it will start in about 25 minutes, mixed. It could turn green, it could turn red, but we got a little indication of what's coming this month later on with the next FOMC meeting. It does seem like everyone is leaning towards another rate cut, which is expected. And whenever we get a rate cut, that's generally a good thing. December is normally a really good month. That's why they call it a Santa rally, right? And if we get a rate cut on top of that, even better. And right now, the Fed watch tool is showing that we have basically a 73% chance of another rate cut. So that would make it a full percentage point cut for this year. And next year, we have so many more FOMC meetings, and basically we're going to cut some more. And this is our way of injecting liquidity into the economy, which needs it. If you look, like for example, the car market, real estate market, you look at like consumer spending, they're all down. They're all really, really down. You can't judge the economy just by how the stock is doing or how crypto is doing. It's really, it's a really the two tells a different story. General economy is not doing good. That's why the Fed does need to inject liquidity, does need to cut rates. And that's exactly what they're going to do, right? So this should carry the remainder of this year, and in a good way, in a very positive way. And of course, this is definitely going to help the broader market and is going to help crypto even more. So that is going to be fantastic. And you know what else is going to be fantastic tomorrow, or maybe as soon as tomorrow, or maybe even today or tomorrow, we may get a new SEC chair replacement. Okay, we know Gensler's out in January, but who is going to replace him, right? Trump is set to announce who is going to replace him. We don't know, but what I do know is it's probably going to be someone that's very pro-crypto. One of the reasons why Hedera is doing so well is because one of the main people of Hedera is a prime candidate for the new SEC chair. So maybe he even chooses, I don't think he's going to choose Saylor, but that would be crazy if he chose Saylor. No, he's not going to choose Saylor. But, think about it. Everyone he's been appointing has been very well received, and they have all been very pro-crypto. Every single person. Even if they have nothing to do with crypto positions, every single one has been pretty pro-crypto. So you got to think that whoever he's going to point to is going to be very pro-crypto, right? So, yeah. Hey, what did I say? Any dip is a buying opportunity. Any dip is a buying opportunity. Look at those. Look at those green candles. What did I say? Anyways. So, this could be huge. Okay? Depending on who he announces, maybe as soon as tomorrow, I mean, this could set an explosion. If it's someone from the community, from the crypto community, and it's like someone really well liked, this could set an even bigger explosion come tomorrow. So I guess we'll see. Maybe it's not tomorrow, maybe the end of the week, but end of the year. But one way or another, we're going to get a new SEC chair, and if it's a very favorable, candidate, it's going to set crypto on fire. And another reason why, and this is going to get, this is what we were talking about yesterday and going forward. This is another reason why to load up on American-based crypto companies. This is the reason why, like Hedera and XRP and Cardano, they have been so hot. Algorand, right? Because it does seem like the landscape for 2025 is going to be completely changed. Just a few months ago, just earlier this year, or last year, or all the years before, it was really bad. It was seen as a black eye to be an American crypto company, because you're always faced with the possibility of getting served a Wells notice. And now it seems like that's not a possibility. Now it's like, this is awesome to be an American-based company, right? So we'll see. That could be a really, really, really good thing. Okay. Now, getting back to Bitcoin, we know that the government moved 20,000 Bitcoin yesterday. That cost some FUD, right? But you know what? What are they really going to do with that? Are they really going to sell it before Trump takes office? I don't know. That would be a really, real shade to Trump if that happens, because he already said he wants to put all this confiscated Bitcoin into a strategic reserve. So why would they sell it ahead of time. It makes no sense. But, we'll see. But, regardless, long-term holders, they're trying to load up and keep as much of it as possible because long-term holders are now competing with Blackrock, which has now accumulated 500,000 Bitcoin, which is like at number 2 now. I think they're either 2 or 3, right behind or above Binance. Okay, so they're accumulating, obviously, at an unprecedented rate. And yeah, I mean, just look at this. The last 2 days, I didn't even show you guys the ETF, but last 2 days, 320 million inflow, 353 million inflow. Most of that going to Blackrock. Larry Fink, he wants it all. And so does Saylor. Saylor's been buying like a madman. MicroStrategy has 402. Just between Blackrock and MicroStrategy, that's 900,000 Bitcoin. Just those two alone, it is what? Several percent of the total supply already. Those two keep on accumulating. This is why Bitcoin, once it starts moving, the supply shock, I showed you guys a video yesterday from Tom Lee that says the OTC market is drying up. Okay? So, this is the reason why you guys need to hold on your Bitcoin. This is the reason why you don't want to let any go to the big boys. Patience, just to address George pretending he bought XRP, chasing XRP army. He says XRP alive. What do you mean pretending? I did buy. I bought at 172. Patience, I didn't say I bought at 30 cents or 50 cents. I bought 172. I guarantee you, not to throw shade at you, but I guarantee you I bought and traded probably way more than you, all right? It's never too late to make a move. And I've said that year after year after year after year. Stop being so butthurt, okay? Just because you held for 6 years doesn't mean everyone else on the planet needs to hold for 6 years to be like part of XRP army, right? That's the bad way to think about it. If that's the only case, then XRP would never pump because no one else would get in XRP and no one else would buy it. Stop being so butthurt, Patience. You want people to FOMO into XRP, don't you? Otherwise, how will XRP go up? And yes, I did buy a boatload at 172, and I continue to buy it, and I continue to trade it. So stop being so butthurt. Anyways, moving forward. So what else is happening with Bitcoin? 10 states will be introducing strategic Bitcoin reserves. So besides the United States, as a country, we'll be implementing Bitcoin, a Bitcoin strategic reserve. 10 states also will be introducing Bitcoin strategic reserve. That's phenomenal. So again, think about how little there will be going forward in 2025. Right? So, I mean, again, I know a lot of you guys are just focused on alts like XRP, like Hedera, like Algorand, like Cardano. I know a lot of you guys are making a boatload of money on them. But you know what? Bitcoin is the big daddy. Bitcoin is the one that's leading us the way, right? And I do think in 2025, Bitcoin will do amazing, amazing, amazing things that we have never, ever, ever seen before. So don't give up on Bitcoin, okay? Don't give up on Bitcoin. So there you go. All right. Now, what about some of these altcoins, okay? We know that altcoin season, this concept altcoin season, right? Bitcoin dominance starting to come down. Altcoins are starting to come up, right? And that's why we're starting to see a lot of these movements, right? So recently, of course, you guys know a lot of these altcoins in particular have started moving, right? Really, the biggest one is XRP. And I showed this last night. And this picture kind of paints like the major movers. And every single one on this picture, they're basically all adhering to the ISO 20022 banking standard, which is like a new standard that all financial companies follow, right? So this is the reason, well, one of the reasons, not the only reason, but one of the reasons why I think a lot of these projects are pumping. Ripple, Stellar, Hedera, Algorand, and you have Quant, Constellation, IOTA, and XDC. Now, they're not all similar, but there are some similarities. For example, some of these are on Coinbase. Some of these are US-based, okay? And some of these are part of the new Doge initiative, right? So that's why some of these have pumped harder than others. But now it seems like the whales, they are just, they're just buying whatever. They're starting to not care about some of these criteria, which is why something like IOTA now has joined in on the fun. So that's something that I was not expecting because IOTA is not based in the US. IOTA went up almost as much as Hedera yesterday and went up 40%. Patience, just stop it, man. Are you just looking to get banned? I have talked about XLM. I have traded it. You just don't watch all my streams. XLM, I've talked about many times. They have no direction at all, but they are part of the new Doge initiative. They work with Cardano and work with Hedera and all this stuff, and they are pumping because they mimic XRP's movement. Anyways, I've given you a chance. I'm going to ban you from this channel because you're just so freaking annoying now. You don't tune in to every stream and then you chime in like you're the king of this channel and you know it all. Good riddance. Bye-bye. But anyways, so IOTA now is starting to pump because, I think the whales are just starting to put two and two together. It's like, okay, IOTA is adhering to the ISO 20022 standard, but it's not American-based. So I don't know if that's going to hinder it going forward. It probably will to some extent, but maybe in the future with enough FOMO, it's not going to matter. But also something else that's going to hinder this, but it may change, is the fact that IOTA is not listed on Coinbase, but it is listed on Binance. So that in itself is pretty good. IOTA is a very, very, very old coin. It's not even a blockchain. It is a DAG. So it works a little bit differently, but you could see 24-hour performance up 47%, and it was above 50 something because it dipped this morning. So it has been on absolute tear. Okay. So IOTA is like it's mimicking XRP's movement right now, and actually it's mimicking like probably Hedera's movement, right? So this is the next one, I guess, that's part of the group that is definitely skyrocketing right now. So definitely another one to keep your eye on. So part of this like group that's going upwards, right? And IOTA, not just being part of this ISO group, but you know, if you look at it, they're trying to get involved with RWA, and they have raised. If you look back their previous history, IOTA was trying to move into EVM. They were trying to build out. They were trying to go into smart contracts. They were coming out with the test net as well. You know, in 2021, they were trying to do some different things. So they, you know, they were trying to expand. I don't know how far they went. And, you know, they have a large treasury. They did an ICO way back in the day in 2015. They raised about 1,300 Bitcoin. And I don't know how much of it they kept, but it's worth like 50 million today. So as long as they have a decent amount of it, you know, they could survive quite some time. So Algorand is the next one to pump. A lot of people also have mentioned Quant. Quant is also part of this equation. Quant has started moving, but again, it's not American based. It's not on Coinbase, right? It has started moving, but not as much as the others. So that's another one to look at. However, there is one on here that is quite interesting. And that is DAG, Constellation. And this is one I've talked about before. It's definitely the smallest one of the group right here, right under Quant. DAG is like a layer 0, so to speak, right? Now, they're not on the bigger exchanges. They're not even on Binance. They're not on Coinbase. But they are American-based. They are working with the U.S. Air Force already. So that was one of the reasons why I covered them in 2021. I thought they had potential. They're working with the U.S. Air Force already. So they're American-based, working the U.S. Air Force. They're on some big exchanges, but not all of them. And they're ISO compliant, right? So they got 2 of the 3 criteria, and they haven't really started moving yet. But, you know, they could be a candidate for a Coinbase listing. So if they get a Coinbase listing, I think DAG could really start moving too. And then XDC is another one. XDC is kind of like an off outlier. They're not on Coinbase. They're not US based. They haven't really started moving. They have moved a little bit. So that's kind of looking into all these things. So yeah, IOTA is definitely moving hard right now. And you know what? We'll see if that run continues. If you're looking at market cap, right? IOTA is about 1.7 billion. Quant is about that 1.7 billion. So they are definitely the cheaper plays. Algorand is about 4 billion. So they're much cheaper than Hedera and Stellar and Ripple at this point. Constellation is definitely the cheapest one of all, or the lowest cost. I shouldn't say cheaper, but the lowest market cap. XDC I haven't really looked into. So, yeah. Oh, and Cardano. Cardano's not even on here, but Cardano is also ISO compliant. I don't know why Cardano's not on this. And you know what also is not on here? Chainlink. Chainlink is also ISO compliant. And that's another reason why Chainlink also have started moving too. It does seem like there's a big push for ISO coins going forward. So, yeah. Oh, yeah, Salty, you're right. Quant is on Coinbase, but it's not US based. So yeah, so it's like there's a lot of mixed stuff. But speaking of Cardano, Charles Hoskinson tweeted this out saying transactions per second because of Hydra, it makes Cardano multi-chain or multi-layered, or there's some sub-chains, I should say. I forgot the terminology that applies to Cardano, but I'm sure this is in a testnet scenario. But 134,000 transactions per second, which is phenomenal. Right now, I'm not even sure what it is. Cardano does not scale very well, but after Hydra, it's going to be quite fast. So that's good. And TVL, look at TVL. TVL has exploded to almost $1 billion, and most of that is probably because ADA itself has gone up a lot in value. So that's probably the reason why this has gone up a lot. Yeah, and that's pretty much it. So, good stuff. Good stuff all around. So we're starting out the day a little bit lower, guys. A little dip, and the market is about to open in 3 minutes. Okay? But here's the thing. Like I've been saying, any dip is a buying opportunity, right? We know Bitcoin is at the cusp of breaking 100,000 any day. And once it does, it's going to get wild. And if you think that the alts right now, they're wild, wait until Bitcoin breaks 100K, then you'll see what wild really looks like, right? Like, even though we have bits and pieces of alts moving, and it's not just these that I've been talking about, right? VeChain has been doing very well. AVAX started coming to life, right? Look at AVAX started coming to life. It's around $50. Yesterday it got up as high as $55. VeChain, look at that. Yesterday it shot up to the moon up here. It retraced a little bit. Chainlink started going up to the moon, right? We got a lot of great movers. They're taking a little break today. But this is why I say, dips are good. You don't want to buy right at the top. You want to buy when it's coming down, right? So I could do a really, really quick Q&A, and then I gotta take off. LFA just asked, any opinion on Curve DAO token? It's no really opinion. It's a DeFi token. They started out, it's a DEX for like stables, and then they branched out to others, but it primarily is a DEX for stables. Not really interesting at all. They had many problems over the years where the founder was going liquidated because he put up a lot of collateral and borrowed against his collateral. So he was actually very irresponsible. He actually had to take loans from like Justin Sun and stuff. It was a very bad look. Many times people thought Curve was going to go under because of it. You could look it up. So I'm not a big fan of them at all. Victor was asking about Algorand. I think, fundamentally, I don't know if there's much going on in Algorand. Their biggest DEX went under. Their founder actually left. But Charles Hoskinson seems to love Algorand, thinks that they could be a really good AI chain. And, they're part of the ISO group, and they have been doing very well. They're based in the U.S., or their foundation's based in the U.S., so they could be doing very well. Thoughts on Polygon is a good buy. I'm not so sure about Polygon this cycle. I know they came up a little bit. From everything I'm hearing internally, not great things. And as for XYO, I have not heard anything about XYO so far. XYO is it's a L1, but I fear it's lost in a sea of L1s. There are so many L1s and L2s. I don't know if it could differentiate itself from everyone else. Right? That's the problem. Cardano is running Doom on Cardano. There's a Doom tournament. Each frame is a transaction on a blockchain. I guess that's pretty cool. I guess that's pretty cool. XYL is deep in play. Am I thinking a wrong project? I thought they were a chain. Let's see if I thought of something different. One day, 180%. All right, I'm not even gonna look at it. I hate it when people ask me something like that because they have no interest in what it is. They just want to know if they should buy it. So I'm not gonna look at it. And people that are like getting like worried about Solana, here's the thing. Here's my answer, all right? They already pumped up and surpassed their 2021 high, okay? Keep in mind, Cardano, Hedera, XRP, they haven't yet surpassed their 2021 or 2018 high. Solana did. They broke their 2021 high. So now people are FOMOing, moving their profits into others because others are hotter right now. That's why Solana is showing a little weakness. But keep in mind, Solana already broke their 2021 high. But you know what? Solana will get its momentum back. Nothing to worry about. Perry, George, ICP should not have debuted at such a high market cap. SBF manipulated the price. ICP founder did interviews talking about this. Yeah, it's probably that probably happened. Why you never talk about Ethereum? Because I think it's not gonna be strong this cycle. I think there's way too much competition. Say all the Cosmos stuff hasn't really risen up yet. When it does, I think Say will be a strong mover. Dustin Turbo, no opinions on either one. Opinion on Ondo, it has moved. It's a it's a RWA play on Treasury. I have no idea why it moved recently. Maybe people think it's it's a good play. I don't know if Ondo is based in the US. Maybe it is. Maybe that's why. But I did see they have a good movement. They are also on Coinbase. A lot of things on Coinbase are moving. So maybe they're based in the US and they're on Coinbase. That's the key. But generally speaking, they're RWA play. Right now, RWA on Treasury yields. So I'm not really a fan of that. But you know what? If they're going up, I guess that's all that matters. Still bullish on Snack? Sure, why not? If Cardano's doing good, Snack is the biggest meme on there. I think they'll continue to do good. Let's see. ETH is sleeping, should sleep forever. There are other L1s like ADA, Sol, Sui that could change ETH. It has been happening already, right? Sol has been eating ETH lunch for quite some time, and there are others, like you mentioned. There are a lot of L2s. There's Sui. There's literally like everything. Near, Algo, IOTA. Even though IOTA is like sold. Cardano, AVAX. There's so many. All right, guys, I gotta go. So remember, guys, dips are our friends. Dips are gifts, right? Yesterday was a tremendously good day, and today still can be. Okay, don't be fearful. Embrace the dips. Take advantage if you can, because we are going higher, much higher. The landscape is changing in 2025. we're going to get a whole lot of goodness. So continue to hodl, continue to DCA, continue to enjoy your gains, and I will see you guys later. All right, have a good one. Take care.